but I did.
Your clients would never be found if it weren't for me. Tell me that you need me.
You think you're in control, but you're not.
Tell me that I'm your partner.
Come out wherever you are. You want to be here, don't you?
Remove the chain and find out.
What's happening, TV and movie lovers? Lamont Tyson back in the building. New show on NBC and Peacock called Found. And it starts my homegirl, Shanola Hampton. Some of y'all know her from Shameless, where she really stole the show, but she wasn't the main lead. And I've always said if we was going to have someone play a hot, sexy African-American superhero, she's it. Beauty, grace, power, you can tell her ass works out. She looks like she could go step on a bodybuilding show right now. And she is the lead for Found. And me and my family are so happy to see her doing this because we knew she had the talent to lead. We're just going to talk a little bit about what happened in the first episode. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to download the podcast. Follow me on TikTok. If you want to super chat a brother, that's the best way to get some of your messages read. You can do that super chat instead of doing it on YouTube. Hit me on Cash App at $LifeGains. First episode was really good, and it was an introduction as to what she will be doing. Her character's name is Gabi, and she has a team, and this show reminds me similarly of the A-Team, only with not just men, but a group of women and one guy. So her team consists of herself, Gabi, she's the leader, and she has a friend on the team named Bella, and I'll get to what's specific about each person in a second. Margaret, a guy named Don, and a guy named Zeke. These people come together because in somehow, some way, they've all been affected by human trafficking and kidnapping. Gabi and Bella, they start out as two people kidnapped by a guy named Sir, and that guy is played by Marc-Paul Gosselaar. You might remember him from Saved by the Bell. He was Zach Morris. And they was able to free themselves from being captive of him. And they grow up and become friends, remain friends, and decide they want to get into the business of being somewhat vigilantes and freeing individuals who get captive, but the government and the police force decide they're not going to look for them. And she has a great line of dialogue when she basically says, if you're black and brown, you're not going to be found because they're not going to come looking for you. And that's why her firm is in place. Bella was kidnapped as a kid with Gabi, and Margaret's story is that her son has been kidnapped for 13 years. Don, one of the guys on her team, was kidnapped after basically being given away by the people that he cared about the most. They basically gave him up. And the last cat on the team, which is their technical guru, the black dude named Zeke, he never leaves his house because of a situation that happened to him as a kid. So this cat basically lives in the house, and anytime he wants to see what's going on outside, my man flies a damn drone to get the outdoor experience. But he's a tech guru, and I'm sure by the end of the season, he'll come out the house for some fresh air. And this first episode, we just get to see how badass Gabi is as an adult. And the young lady who plays young Gabi is Azaria Carter. Some of you might remember her from P-Valley. She did knock this out the park. But the young lady who plays young Bella, I'm sorry, her acting didn't do me no justice. But thank goodness it's just a child. She's just getting started. And she's not playing that big of a role in the story. But all the adults playing a role in the story are great. And we're having a little bit of angst from the police chief in this episode because he's running for a higher office. He doesn't want to ruffle feathers, and he's only trying to save high-profile kids. So in this first episode, a senator's child is lost. All the attention is paid to him. And then we have a young lady of Hispanic background who gets lost, and nobody wants to go help her. Gabi steps in, figures it out, saves that girl, saves the family, and then we get into what the real story is behind Gabi. The way she's been able to find all these missing bodies is not of her own efforts, ladies and gentlemen. Gabi, in a bit of revenge, a sick twist in her mind that really and truly makes her a vigilante, but a vigilante you can get behind because she's purposed, is that the captive person that stole her and her friend Bella when they was young, Zach Morris, guy that plays Sir, she's keeping his ass in her basement and forcing him to help her figure out how to find all these missing people that you guys see on her wall that she has found. Very crazy dynamic, very good explosive first episode. The only fear I have is that instead of this being something that has a plot that goes throughout the course of the season, it literally feels like every episode is going to be its own episode. However, the plot of having Sir in the basement, that's going to go on throughout the season, and that might be the tie that keeps everything knit together as the series progresses, even though they might finish every episode finding whomever the kids are or the people are they're looking for. Either way you look at it, it is a great show. I'm going to try to review every episode. This is my breakdown of episode 1, a quick breakdown. Very worth your time. Definitely something good. And the message of saving those kids that the police, our governments, and municipalities overlook is a well worth telling story because it continues to happen even as we speak. So post me all your comments on how you felt about this first episode. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Come back and check out my review for episode 2, which will be probably Wednesday. Let me know what you think. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you.